And welcome to In Person with Percy. Today's not Monday, as you guys see. Today is Wednesday. Um, we had some miscommunications. What I've noticed is Monday is the most jam-packed day of the week, the most day where you have to get everything in because it's kind of like clicking that refresh button for the week, right? Kind of like, okay, let's refresh, let's get it going. How can we get that week? And so Mondays wasn't just working, so we're in transitioning to kind of transition in. And me and Genesis were just talking today in the lobby of how can we keep in person with Percy going um, as I go to college because we all know I'm going to college and it's a bittersweet time. Don't let me get gossiping on that because I don't want to start crying. So it's just a bittersweet time on that. So we are gonna go around, say our roles, and then I'm gonna read our Black History Month card, and then we're gonna get it going. So my name is Percy. You guys all know me, the host of the In Person with Percy. And we have a full house today. Woo woo! Anybody can kick us off.
Okay. My name is Genesis Griffin. I am the assistant out of school program development coach and youth mobility mentor at Kid Network.
I'm Katie. I am an intern, and we are doing after school programs with the Kid Network.
My name is Kayla Swinehart. I am an intern as well, and I'm working with Genesis for the Youth Mobility Program, and I'm also doing stuff with the out-of-school programs as well.
Welcome to our team. Welcome. Our team is very creative. Once
Yes.
I'm in the house, then you guys see our full team since I'm not in the house. But I'm sure it's still the same. Once I come in, it's just the extra little bit of loudness, but we're okay. So, to our Black History Month today, we're going on to Anna Whitten. This was actually my grandma's best friend. Um, she was named of the Kalamazoo Valley College Board of Trustees in 1968. She was elected the first African American secretary of the board of KVCC. Also received from the YWCA Women of Achievement Award in 1999. The Anna Whitten Hall was dedicated to her right at KVCC downtown in 2005. And she was a recipient of a Red Rose Award from Rotary Club of Kalamazoo in 2013. So I just always wanted to be mindful of our Black History Month, where I came from, how it formed, right? Because it's important because one one important fact is one important thing for me is you always got to start from the bottom. So where did I go? Where did I come from? What is my platform? Everything needs a platform. Everything, no matter from a phone to a person to a bus to anything needs a platform because you have to place it on something for it to form. So so just being mindful. The Kalamazoo local Black History Month cards. So thank you for that. I've never saw those. I'm pretty excited to read all of those. Um, so this is a podcast I have been waiting for. The youth mobility, man, that was it was a lot. Um, I just remember ninth grade year. It was a lot of us on the bus. It was 300 kids on each bus coming from Norks and Central at 2:20. And when the buses got downtown, all hell broke loose because because Kalamazoo Central and Lori Norks are rival schools. And so when you put them two together with no campus safety and you put them together, oh, there's no staff out here. We can do whatever. All hell is gonna break loose. So I just remember me coming up with the idea of saying I'm sick of it. They're gonna get this taken away. I love using my bus pass. My bus pass is on the back of my phone. Um, I love the bus drivers. The bus drivers love me. I always talk to every bus driver. I ask them, "How's your day going?" Because one bus driver, Miss Cherie, what she told me is she said, I don't have to put up with this. I don't, because I'm a city bus driver, not a school bus driver. And she used to literally have her microphone like this on the bus. That's one. That's two. That's three. And everybody on the back of the bus had to get off the bus every time because we couldn't make it from Lori Norks to right here. That's a 15-minute drive. We couldn't make it. And I've never saw on the Central bus. I don't know how bad it was. I don't know. But I can imagine it was a similar thing. And it was a thing. And the kids said, okay, they're giving us a free bus pass and we just get to do whatever we want. And they thought, okay, there's no strings attached. This is a bus pass that the school is going to give us, and they're not going to find me if I get into a fight. How are they going to track a car? So Kidnet had to come up with a plan, and we came up with a plan. Okay, only 400 students can get the bus pass. Only 400 students, because 400, right? That's the number.
I don't know the exact number off the top of my head of applications left in the schools, but yeah, the system is different, and I can talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
So like you said early, that was my senior year, so like 2019, 2020,
19.
they're
Ooh, Jesus.
starting the process of the Youth Mobility Fund, which is the purpose, getting young people where they need to go. So really good vision for the service itself, getting that free bus pass, being able to ride. But I think it came from a good place. Definitely, it just needed that revision. And so, Kid Network interviewed youth, Percy included, about their experience. So we couldn't necessarily take away the passes. We need the passes because there's several young people, and transportation has been identified as one of the 4 issues affecting youth in our community currently. So with that, Kid Network stepped in, and my second role being that I'm the youth mobility mentor, and created roles for us to become intermediaries and shape the idea of Youth Mobility Fund a little different. So instead of everybody getting a pass, apply for a pass instead. And the school, Metro, and Kid Network, all 3 work together and coordinate to keep the students who apply and get their pass safe. We as the mentors, we go downtown, we're going to meet them, check in with them, give them a snack, make sure they're riding safely, see how their mental is for the day. I know personally Friday we were checking in because the threats at the school. So the problem really with that initial outline for Youth Mobility Fund is just was the lack of structure. And like you said, a lot of youth in one setting is bound to,
That's anywhere. That's
anywhere.
not even just a rival school.
Yeah.
If you put 500 kids into one building, something's gonna happen. No matter, even if all the kids didn't know each other. Like I remember when we were in Chicago with the Powered by Youth, we all went to I forgot what it was called. I swear to God, it was like an old laundromat. And when we went upstairs, it was like an arcade. I was like, what is going on? And it was a problem even there. And none of us knew each other. Like, we knew each other from online. And it's not necessarily that it's anybody's fault. It's just kids. Kids are going to be kids. Kids are going to be immature. And me, 9th grade year, I know I was immature. I know that I used to laugh on that bus too. I know I used to say, oh, you not going to do it. I know you not. And I know I used to say that. And I'm not innocent. So I wanted to take the extra mile to keep our bus passes because I know somebody who works at Metro, she said, we're about to take this away. Like, I remember that. I remember that talk because they were about to just snatch them all away.
And so with the, like,
Sorry.
It's not. No, you're fine. It's not really. I don't even want to say guidelines. It's literally just adding Kid Network into the system. So the process is a youth will go apply in their school's office for the youth mobility pass. The school will grant or deny that pass based on the number of passes they have left. Metro has security stationed downtown, so that's supposed to, help eliminate that negative aspect that could be associated with Youth Mobility Fund, as well as us, the ambassadors and the mentors. We're at sites, Norix, KC, Metro downtown. And like I said, just a check-in, how are you doing? That snack is beneficial at the end of the day, whether it's small
Yeah,
or
it
not.
was. I remember I
So-
used to be at Norks last year. I was at Norks last year, and some of the kids used to say this is very like because like how it sets up like the whole day, how it sets up, and this riding the bus, I believe, affects a child in school. Like I believe even riding a city school bus that affects a child. How the school bus ride went. If you guys know little kids like to flip over the seats on the school bus. Well, on the city bus, people like to dance on the poles, like like that, like it's that. It was that bad. It was literally like, what am I on a party bus? Like I'm just trying to go home. Like that's all I'm trying to do. And I was immature ninth grade, and I was giggling and I was laughing, but it literally used to be a party bus.
Yeah.
Like people having their hands out the window. The Metro used to have these buses. I remember they were like how the two doors are, like one in the front, one in the middle, and the one in the middle was like this bus must have came from like a big city where you just push the door open and it opened. So the kids used to go up to the door, push it open while the door is open, and just ride the bus. Like it was that bad. Like people used to open the doors, open the windows, have the emergency exits, open them. It was wild. It was wild. And I remember the last day when thank Big Gretch, she shut us down. But that was the last day, and everybody knew it was the last day that we was gonna see each other for some time. They all came downtown, got going for 3 hours. 3 hours. It was fights downtown. 3 hours.
And that's the and since like the Kid Network, becoming, I'm part of this, and us really trying to be present in our roles as youth mobility mentors, ambassadors, encouraging that leadership within the youth we meet at the sites that we may that we identify have those type of skills. It's really it's been a more peaceful transition. Like
Yes,
today, it was all smiles. We didn't know. We went from the North site straight to downtown just to kind of see the transition, and it seems like
You should one day. You guys should. I encourage, and I'll do it with you. If you guys want to ride the bus from Norks to downtown, back to Norks, I encourage you to do that. That bus ride, maybe once every blue moon is loud, but it's so quiet. Like
and yeah,
like
I think that's come out of the the use of the application process, the use of mentors and ambassadors, just because you have to think like the youth who ride the bus.
really
We've
need it.
identified transportation as an issue in Kalamazoo. Youth have identified that as one of the top 4. So with that, if the need is there, the chances that you're gonna ruin it, they decrease. They don't. We're dealing with a group of very responsible, very independent, can communicate well for themselves, youth. And that's what we want to do. We're really just there for encouraging that within them at those sites.
Because my brother's a freshman this year. My mom literally was like, you got to get one of these. And he lost it. He lost it. And so now, what happens now is my mom gives us an allowance. and he doesn't get one anymore because $1.50 adds up every like. Hold on, I just want to do it. I don't know the correct correct numbers. So if we do $1.50, right, times 5 days a week, that's $7.50. You're paying every week. You times that by 4, that's a month. You're paying $30 extra a month just for the city bus. That's just for the city bus. Let alone sports is another $50 because you gotta pay insurance, all that if you play sports, all that. So that adds up. And like you said, having kids that are responsible and who are grateful, because I know I'm grateful for the bus pass. And people say, imagine riding the city bus. I say, I don't got to pay no gas money, so we chilling. Like, I don't got to pay a dime to get where I'm going, ever. Monday through Saturday, I don't ever, if I need to get to the other side of the town, I never have to pay. Ever. If the bus is running, be like, oh, I'll hop right on the bus. I ain't stranded. I know where the nearest bus stop is, and I know what time it comes.
Right.
I'm good.
Well, and don't they also have an app too for the city
Yes,
bus?
yep.
So now you don't have to have the pamphlets to be like, oh crap, I don't have a pamphlet for this area. You just look up on the app and it tells you what stop to go to
And it tells
when
you
and
where it's at. Like, you can track it. It has a live tracking of where it's at. And if you notice on the back of the city bus, if you're driving behind one next time and you look, it says, track my bus at www.kmetro, or you can download the Mind Stop. That's what I recommend you guys download into the Mind Stop. That helps. And if you guys notice at Norks, they all go to the other side. If you guys noticed that today, they go to the other side because they know they all are there. But if you guys notice when the bus comes, they like shaved into one. They do that, but the bus driver's like, y'all all gonna get on. I'm not gonna leave nobody behind. Cause that bus driver we got a new bus driver this year. She never leaves us behind. Like, never has one kid who's like if the bus is full, we gotta pack on that bus because people need to go where they need to get. It takes, although one thing about the bus, it takes an hour to get from one side to another, but that's okay. But she'll rather have you, so if I leave school, the bus gets to Norks around, what, 4, like, I don't know, 36 after, like 26 or 36 after, it depends. And then, people usually stay in the school when it comes around because it gets to the airport before 41. It leaves the airport at 41 after. I'm good with it, y'all. People like, how do you know this off to the top of your dome? I'm really good with it. Like in the morning, my brother Corday, he's rushing. Like, what you rushing for? The bus doesn't leave till not 7:15. He said, you nerd. I'm like, how am I a nerd? But yeah, so just that, and it comes more bonding time for other students too, because I know it's a whole friend group.
Yeah.
That, do you notice that?
The whole group gave me family. It has, like, over the course of, since we've been going out there more frequently and getting back on it.
Yes.
The group at Norks gives me family vibes.
We're all like 7 of us ride the 7:15 bus. It's normally because I used to ride this first bus, but I can't do it anymore. I'm too old. And my senioritis is, so I'm like, if I can get there 3 minutes late after the bell, I have a 15-minute. So the bell for me doesn't ring till 7:45. So I get there at 7:33, and I still got 7 extra minutes to walk in school. So I'm walking into school, and my other friends sitting in the car. We sitting in the car. They're like, ain't you supposed to be going to the school? No, the bell don't ring for me till 7:50. So I'm good. So it's just that, and it's I remember, like, I just remember the fighting. I remember that at Norks, and it died down, and it died down, and it died down. And last year when I was running that stop, I told them, I said, I'm not a student anymore. I am an ambassador. And in order for y'all to get on this bus, because last year they thought, oh, we gonna be rowdy again. And it's Percy, we can get over on Percy. Y'all not gonna get on this bus if y'all acting a fool. Cause I will make her leave. Leave. Like y'all not gonna hold everybody else up because y'all wanna act like assholes. I'm sorry, but y'all wanna act like them. Like y'all can't do this. Like it's a public transportation. Public. Like
Yeah, but I think the use of the ambassadors and the mentors is really reshaping that. It's not the fighting. It's not really present.
Yeah.
The meeting downtown to fight is not really an issue as much. Really, I don't know when the last downtown.
yeah, I don't remember that.
It seems as though that they understand, and that's with anybody. Like when you really value something, of course, with anything, you're gonna get people. You can have. That's why we have, situations with people in high positions of power that, are getting involved in scandals and stuff. You can be in whatever position, granted, whatever opportunities you're going to be granted, and it's still up to you for how you navigate that. So us as the ambassadors, the mentors, we're going to try to help and guide you. We're going to teach you all the skills that can help you
Yeah.
maintain this responsibility, especially being a youth. Like you said, if I know I would have been cutting up too my first time around, but I think it's just
Oh boy, that first time the police put us all off, I said I'm never getting in trouble. Cause my mom, cause the bus driver, Miss Cherie, she knew me, and so she was like, "Yeah, get off the bus," and I was like, "What? Why?" She was like, "You are not innocent, Percy. Get off the bus." The police came and got us all off, and they called my mom so fast, and my mom was like, "If you ever think that you about to be on this city bus acting up, you will not go to Norks. You will go to Phoenix." And I said, "Oh no."
and see, I think with that really, so we talked to the youth at Norks, and they said that there is still like a general like a rule, an unwritten rule, like if you cut up, you can get kicked off. So I think that you're gonna
Oh no,
have
that's not an
different.
unwritten rule. They talked about that. It has that in the tower when you walk in. If you cut up from here from 7:30 to 4:30, and you're either on the city bus, on the school bus, or on an after school trip, you get 3 days out. That's a rule.
So I think
Sorry.
no, you're fine. I think with the different, people who are leaders in your life, like you got your mom. Your mom gonna tell you cut up again. Like she gonna get tight lipped with you. She gonna be like, do it again. That's what your mom gonna
Yeah.
do. The bus driver, get off my bus. Teacher, give me the pass. We have the capacity
Yeah.
and the skill set and level to be the intermediaries in a different way. So because you have to think, they're still youth. If you can be overstimulated, you didn't been at school for 8 hours being talked to. Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to get on this bus and cut up. So us, intervening. I don't want to say intervening because I don't speculate that they're going to be doing anything anyways. But us making that introduction before you get on the bus and just being like, hey, how was your day today? Like, how are you feeling? What state of mind are you in? You don't really. What youth is really asking themselves that question.
Giving them that time to talk, because I think in the schools, and this is why I want to go into education, because that is like almost like dehumanizing. Like in my eyes, I almost think this is dehumanizing. Having a kid in a school for 8 hours a day, making them learn, not asking them, how are you feeling? What can I help you with? It's always this. My Spanish teacher, not gonna say any names, but she makes it seem like at first, like when I first met her, she had like, in order to have our seat, she would have like two cards, and like she'll be like, go find your card, that's where you sit. And I'll be like, that's not. I mean, what are we, chimpanzees? You don't like what? Like, go find your card and that's where we sit. What? Like, and so I remember that this was my first day of senior year. Oh my OMG. So she gives me a card, and of course the card right next to me was a card somebody else got that somebody didn't like me. I asked to move my seat. She said, nope, that's your seat for the day. That's our card. Excuse me?
And I think with that, like I said, just pointing out the different roles and people
Yeah.
you have in your life.
Power.
We was talking
Power.
about this.
That's that big word. Power.
No, you're fine.
Keep cutting you off.
No, you're good. I mean, we having a conversation. So, with the different types of roles that will present themselves in your lives, and we talked about this on our last last time together briefly. No, not everybody's not trained to assist like that, and I'm not excusing teachers because I don't see how you cannot correlate the two. Like, how can you teach but dehumanize? Because I think that's a little dehumanizing as well. It's like an oxymoron. Continuing on, though, we are trained, so that's why we want to be. So I think, like, in a perfect world, everybody would care about those things, but
Or like, if a teacher tells you, how would you? I want y'all to answer this question, okay? How would you like it if a teacher told you, you go into the class, don't even know the teacher? I'm the teacher, okay? You are my student. Everybody in the classroom has a 0. In order for you to have an A, you have to work for it. And hand us a full packet. Says, this is your work for the full trimester. Get it done. Deadline is January 31st.
Well, I do want to say that's probably what you might hear that in college the first week, just so you know. No, I'm saying I'm aware of that. But this is a class full of freshmen. Right.
Fresh, 9th grade.
So I think the structure of school, they believe that, and y'all, if y'all want to answer too, definitely, or chime in. I think with the structure of school, it's supposed to be designed in a way, and I think a lot of teachers get sucked up into that. Like, you're supposed to have these grades, you're supposed to know this by this date, and you're supposed to be able to answer these questions. Mm-hmm. And with that, they follow this directive structure, and it's not really, you're not learning anything. That's not how most people retain information.
I call it cloning.
That's a good, I like that.
I call it cloning.
Well, we also have a lot of new teachers out there, and they keep changing the curriculum.
Yeah.
And so it's like now, instead of it being with assignments and tests all accumulating to one grade, now for KPS, your main grade is off of your tests.
Thank you.
Off of your tests.
Thank you. That's
and
why
I feel like that's not
that's
fair.
That's why I do not do well in school.
Because even in college, it's not like that. So in KPS, why was it? And they just started it this year.
I wanted a parent to say something about that. Thank you.
I've said many things to the schools because I do have kids. And my one daughter, she has bad test anxiety. So I'm like, not everyone's good at tests.
I didn't even know that was
literally,
a thing.
you guys
that was
you
changed
guys want to
this
see
year.
this?
It's mainly off your tests. Like 90% your grade is off a test.
95.
And I think
is it 95?
95.
I think that's so
Look at that.
mind-blowing
Look at
because if you're going based off a test, but you're teaching in a directive, here you go, learn it way, and then we're not receiving the nurturing, the care that should really be into education.
So I even asked teachers in middle school, because my oldest now is in college, but in middle school I said, so why are you making kids do schoolwork then? You should just be focusing on what materials are on the test.
And then, do you want to know something that's a shocker? The stuff on the test, like we had a Unit 5 test, literally none of the vocabulary.
It
was
there.
completely different vocabulary. It was like, what is the definition of, what did they say?
I'm lost. This has got me. I did not know that this was a thing.
Oh, yeah.
My daughter's gotten study guides, and I go, well, because in college your professor gives you the material. You have the books and stuff. And
It's
I go,
very specific.
How are you to fill this out?
Right.
She goes, we're just supposed to know it. And I said, he's pretty much giving you a test.
And
that's
you would
testing your
expect
knowledge.
You would
Oh, yeah, they say study guides due on Friday, test on Friday. Excuse me? And we
But they don't give you the material for your study guide.
And then we
'cause
literally,
yeah.
in class, literally all week in class will be, do your study guide. Get this far on your study guide. Excuse
But
me?
they don't give you the material to be able to do it or review it. At least in college, you get that.
If the structure has been what it's been for so long, and this is supposed to be the quote unquote measurement of success, I'm so confused as to how it just gets changed within a year and goes based off a test.
I'm just going to say.
And this is why
I'm not
students are
gonna
so
say that.
stressed.
Yeah.
Students are
didn't
even
know
more
that.
stressed
This
now.
is why I'm stressed out. You know how many days on days I cry? Genesis, I cry every day. Like, I think, this is my thing. I think I won't graduate because once they give us a test and I do bad on it, my grade is going
says
to an F.
It says an F. And then if a parent calls the teacher about it, they're like, oh, but they're doing good.
Yes.
They're doing fine.
Yes.
And I'm like, wait, but it says this.
And I say-
my child is terrified now.
I am so
Off of
like
what
I'm
Yes.
tired of a
One.
test, being weighted towards your grade. It's not even worth 95%
What?
of your grade in college.
No,
Not
it's
mine.
weighted. It's your test is your final grade.
Yeah.
So the
So
exam.
they basically didn't try to do anything different
No.
in educating. They just tried to make it more strict for you.
Yes,
to pass. That's what
yes,
that sounds.
yes.
No, we ain't gonna change the methods. In
Thank
which
you
we
for
teach.
bringing that up.
We not
Thank
gonna
you,
change the methods
thank
in
you.
which we
Because
teach,
I was
sure,
scared
but
too. Because
we
I know,
gonna change the way we measure it.
but
I don't have an issue talking about stuff like that at all. I'm
But
one
no,
of those parents that is like,
it
stand
com-
up, I tell
it
everybody.
comes. It comes. The reason I have an F in third hour is because I took a test and I failed it because I didn't know the whole country of Africa. Like,
But
literally,
they also didn't teach
she-
it to you to learn it.
She literally says, you need to study the whole and I love her. You need to study the whole Africa, and I'm going to give you a blank map sheet, and you have to be able by Friday to write every single country in these maps. Don't teach us.
Can you do that?
No.
Can you do that, teacher?
Oh.
No. I
Oh.
was asking you.
Oh, I was like, no.
She's saying the teacher
Can the
herself.
teacher do that? Because my thing is, y'all set up these guidelines like meet this checkpoint. Meet this checkpoint. Whatever you do, meet this checkpoint. We ain't gonna change nothing we do, but you better meet this checkpoint.
yeah.
This is so
That's
directed.
exactly how you're saying it. So let me take you to a date. Let me take you to Norix, like just on the podcast. So this is how it goes. I love my first hour, Mr. Cup. It's a debate class, and we just debate in there, and I'm a good debater. But in Spanish, we come to Spanish. I'm a fluent English. I was born English. Like, I don't know anything about Spanish or what we do or what they conjugated. What? I don't know. Okay. The first day of Spanish 1B, she says, well, I think you guys are, if you made it to this, you should be a fluent Spanish speaker. What?
No, I've been passing because
What?
y'all construct isn't
What?
set up for retention.
Are you serious?
Spanish 3 or 4.
I
I
Thank you.
made it to Spanish too, and I didn't. It's not because I knew Spanish. It's because I passed. I did enough to
because
pass.
I passed. Because I passed. I told her just like this. I'm just trying to graduate. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to learn Spanish. I'm not trying to learn the conjugations. I don't care. Teach me what I need to know for this test. That's all I ask.
My thing about it is with all the content they try to force through us. If it's really about being bilingual and all these different students.
Why can't we go to Africa?
Why can't we? Why is it just Spanish?
Yeah.
If that's really y'all end goal, why is Spanish the first bilingual class, the first alternative language class you're going to get offered is Spanish?
My brother has French, and he says no. He has Chinese. He walks around speaking Chinese because he actually has a Chinese teacher teaching them Chinese. Well, my teacher is a white woman who just Oh yeah, we're learning Spanish today. Excuse me.
Well, and one thing they don't explain either when you're taking Spanish is in Spain, it's spoke one way. In Mexico, it's another way. I mean, you have all
They
these.
just tell you
Puerto
Spanish.
Rico, it's different
Yes,
too.
and then she goes, well, this is conjugated. I said, ma'am, I know nothing you're talking about right now.
So you're gonna try to force me to learn it, but then I can't even get the real version.
I don't know what it really is.
Whatever you're teaching me, I get what you try to do. You try to keep your job. But just know, at the end of this trimester, once you see that grade, you better help me out. Because if you don't help me out, your success rate gonna be down and my success rate gonna be down. Because it's not gonna go out well. This is not gonna go.
You know what, Percy? My freshman year of high school, I also experienced having a white woman as my Spanish teacher, and she didn't finish the year. That was
I don't get
and
that.
there's nothing wrong with that.
It's
because
like
there's a such thing as being bilingual.
it's
But
You think it's bad for you at Hillside? The Spanish teacher is deaf, so you have to know sign language and Spanish. You have to learn them both at the same time.
oh no.
I don't
Oh
think
no.
that's nothing
I would
wrong
drop
with that,
out that
but they
class
don't
so
accommodate-
fast.
But you're learning Spanish the first time.
But they don't.
So you're-
Yeah, that's what I'm
No,
saying.
no, that's not how this works. Like
That's two languages at once.
they try to shove all this knowledge, and then not even that. But I know a student. I'm a link crew leader. I know a student who has Spanish, French right next to each other. First, second hour. What?
That's crazy.
Are you serious?
That's too much.
They want to the act or for KPS to say, oh, we these students are quote unquote bilingual, because I don't know one KPS student that's come out of the program. None of my peers are fluently bilingual.
The
And I
only
don't
way
think-
they're bilingual is if they were born somewhere else, came here, and had to learn English.
I don't think
and
that-
being real, I see all the kids who are Spanish speakers. I love them. They're all in Spanish 2A. The whole Spanish class is full of those kids.
Now
I'm like, are you
I
serious?
experienced that as well but I just
Both of our teachers are a white Spanish teacher. And I like both of them. So if anybody from Newark's watching this, don't twist my words. I like this. But a white woman teaching me Spanish, and it's not me learning Spanish. Okay, I would love to learn Spanish, but you're not going to. Yeah, I wish I could pull up how the thing how it works. She literally she literally teaches from a PDF. I swear to it. She literally goes on her computer and scrolls and picks the worksheets out the PDF.
Well, this is my thing. This is what you have to really think about. So we've all agreed, I think, that this structure is horrible. Like, it sucks. They went through that structure. The structure just changed as of this year, clearly, is what you're, in KPS at least. Whatever school system you went through, you probably had those basic generic, learn this, take this test. You can pass this. Oh, you can be a teacher. And now you're teaching me something off of PDF. I've retained nothing from high school that I learned like that.
Nothing. Literally.
Nothing.
Personal finance. Let me go on to personal finance. They literally teach you about college, fast food. That's it. And you have exit tickets. And then the exit tickets are a test. So if you fail 4 exit tickets, you're going to fail his class. You're going to fail his class.
They do knowledge checks without understanding checks. You're checking me. You're testing
say
my.
that
You're not trying to see if I comprehend or understand or even overstand the what you're teaching me. You just want to know if I can pass.
They
And
say
most people can. They will.
And I understand that it's not enough time to go one by one, but there's enough time to put. You can check 5 at a time and say, you can pull us all into a small group. Say, do you understand this? If you're a teacher, you should be able to multitask. I know my elementary teachers, they used to have us at the little round table. We all used to be doing different assignments. One person could be doing math, one person could be doing English, one person could be doing this, one person could be doing this. She's helping on all. You can do that and you have one class? One?
It'll help. Really a big thing that high school teachers start doing, middle school, high school, they get that power control. You get a little rowdy group you want to control. I think it'll help a lot of teachers and educators if they simply ask who they're teaching how can they support their learning style and get ideas from the group.
Oh yeah, that's no
forcing.
That's stepping over. And my first hour teacher, Mr. Cup, he be on them. Oh my God, I love Mr. Cup. I cannot wait to see him tomorrow. He literally be like, these teachers, like, you cannot be, he literally goes, you cannot be more of an idiot because you can't check. Like, I literally can't do this. Like, he literally helped me on my 4th hour work because I literally couldn't do it. Like, a simulator, bro, on a computer, you're having me do a sales simulator, bro. Come on now, bro.
I think KPS, all school systems can do a way better job of trying to implement others' learning styles. Because me personally, so I'm one of those students, like I was average, decent. I passed, but like
I
now
used to
I'm
be into the new grade books. So.
Yeah. Now I'm noticing, like, in Kid Network, the way we do our meetings and we learn a lot of things, it's a lot of hands-on. It's a lot of, like, checking to see for understanding before moving forward, a lot of going back. And so now I'm noticing, like, in high school, I literally passed. I did enough to
pass.
That's
all you can do. That's all, because how my mindset is, and I know it's not a good mindset, but I'm changing my mindset going into college. I said, I'm just going to do enough to pass. I'm not going to go overboard. I'm not going to go underboard. I'm just going to do enough where I can pass.
And I don't even mean just in terms of, like, schoolwork and stuff like that. Because I would always do my schoolwork, but I was a procrastinator. So that's what I mean.
Me too.
Like, my learning style has never, is not still to this minute, sitting and being lectured for hours on end and giving me a piece of paper. I don't retain information.
Lecture day?
And I used to think
you
it
like
was
that?
because
Lecture day.
Yeah, I used to think it was like, me, a personal thing, and, this is just school, you have to deal with it, until I stepped out into the world. And no, people will help you and accommodate you that care about you learning.
And then my 5th hour, I love Ms. Jensen because Ms. Jensen, she goes over the work. Like, she says, okay, I'm going to give you this, but we're going to go over it. I'm not just going to, like, you literally can't fail her class. Like she, like, her tests are literally so easy because she goes over it. Like, she implements one assignment and it has to do with the last assignment. And at the end of the try, all those assignments racked up, she just takes one question out of each assignment. And I'm like, oh, I know this. Oh, I know this. Oh, I know this. The other teachers, they'll make an exam has nothing to do with the content that we was learning for the last 12 weeks. Well, what do you want me to do? Fail your class?
And the thing about it is, it's crazy because the content typically because since it's generic, it's not like they sat there and try to make questions for us. So they're using, some PDF that they've been using for years to print out these questions. So my thing about it is, though, usually the content probably does pertain to the lesson. However, you didn't try to talk to anybody about their study habits or styles, if they retain the information.
That don't matter.
So when you go to question me and the question may be worded in a different way or whatever, for learners like me, because I didn't retain everything you just said in that lecture, I'm going to be looking for the most familiar thing to what I can recall. And if you word it a different type of way trying to trip me up, it's like, do you want me to pass or not?
And then they get mad when we don't show up on days like count days. Because You know what now?
Now you need me. You
Now,
need me for
you
your
need
numbers,
me,
but you ain't gonna help
But
me.
you can't help.
And they'll send
They
letters
can't.
out, text messages, they'll call you,
Everything,
leave
yes, they will.
messages, everything.
They will
And
call.
like,
They will.
make sure your child is here on this
They
day.
will call the
This is count
student's
day.
phone. They will call the student's phone. Like, how do you have my number?
As
Be
many
for real.
times as they call to see, not even about count day, as many times as they call to report you absent.
Yes.
Did you follow up when I failed a test to see why I did not receive this, why I did not retain this information besides you saying I just don't get it?
Yeah.
Did you follow up and see what inconsistencies you may have as an educator or I may have as a youth
Or the fact of,
Right,
you're not
right.
the only one that failed. It probably was a big amount. So maybe you as a teacher should take a step back and say, what could I do differently? And even ask your students, say, hey, I realized everyone did a really rough job on this. I'm not saying names, so don't ask. But how about we go ahead and talk about what works best for you to do a test and then retake that test?
Why don't teachers, or educators, teachers, whatever, why are we not asking, like you said, like why are we, so Kid Network is literally the first introduction I've had to this type of learning style, and like I always tell them, I really appreciate it, but really, a lot of things do feedback. They give you a paper, how was my performance, how was this, that, and the third.
We
But
don't
it's
even
really
get
for-
feedback now.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't have on Google Classroom. Don't even get me
But
started
in
with
college, though, they do have it for your professors. At the end of
Yeah.
every semester, you give feedback on your professor. You get to write it if there's certain areas you write comments, and then you get to rate them and everything.
I think they should do that in high school. I think even in elementary, you can get 2 or 3 words out of an elementary
Yeah.
school bad. You know what that means. You know exactly what that means.
Bad.
Good or bad? Bad.
Because I
are-
think a lot of these
yeah.
teachers need to be evaluated.
But the thing
They
is,
only get evaluated by them administrators, and the administrators keep them because they like them, because they're friends, because they don't want to hurt each other's feelings, because they don't want drama. I know it. I'm aware. Y'all not slick. Y'all not trying to.
Well, there's also a huge shortage on teachers. Like,
Yeah.
there's nobody even wants to step into the education field
My
as much.
one of my teachers said I can do whatever I want because what are they gonna do? Fire me? Not like they can find another one. Excuse
And that's
me.
why-
I will get you fired. Don't
that's a bad
trust me. Do you not know who I know? Like, trust me. Like, that's besides the point. But still, like,
Yeah, I think but that's the problem. Like, you have to want that. Like, that's something you can identify within yourself.
Right.
If you went through this structural system,
Right,
Like,
right.
that's why we're in this room having this conversation about the change, because we went through the system. We don't like the system, and we're taking
yes.
steps to change
And
it.
then tying that into like youth mobility, having that, like, we know what goes in at the schools, right? Dealing with that all day, like you said, is gonna make
I'm
me
about
want.
to turn up.
I'm
Like,
gonna turn up.
I'm
Like,
about to let loose,
like-
and it's not even bad. That's a coping mechanism. Okay, fighting, that's a whole different thing. But like I said, you're gonna get fighters everywhere. in anything.
Yeah.
Getting on the bus and acting rowdy and wild after you just been constrained to a seat by bells with a lunch tray that resembles a prison meal is like, yes, I'm finna get on this bus and cut up
Hold on,
and
them
not it's
nachos
bad
is
all the way.
good. Them
No, I
nachos-
like I like the nachos too,
The
but the
nachos-
resemblance
that's
is
all I
uncanny.
eat. Oh yeah, the how it's set up, I'd be like, oh, this is good, but dang.
How about, do you know that there's a structure known as the school to prison pipeline? Literally, that directly correlates to the way we have bells, systems, have to sit in our seats, the food we eat, the trays, the test scores. They start looking at your test scores as soon as elementary, and they will literally put you into a file, invisible, physical, I don't really know, but into a category that says, based on this student's test scores, you are more likely to end up in prison.
I think I'm in prison. According to KPS, I think I'm in prison.
No, according to KPS, you might be, but that's the sad thing.
I think I'm in prison, and I think.
But that should give you even more of a reason to prove them wrong.
Yes,
And I think
yes,
that's so
yes.
funny that this year the test scores are used as a determining factor. That didn't even just register to me to right now, to how much that could be pushing that
I
movement
think I'm in
forward.
prison. I think I'm gonna be in prison. KPS gonna think I'm gonna be in prison in 20 years.
It's like it's the test scores allow them to write off certain students.
Yeah, that's what
That's
they do.
what they like to do. They want to segregate the ones that they think can't do it, even though this structure
and then
means nothing.
I find it very, 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 very. I just find this very like secretive. Okay, in high school. Okay, so there's multiple classes, multiple math classes. How are all the Maple kids in this math class, and all the other kids are in this math class, and then you have a class full of kids that just can't learn anything? How does that happen? So
They want to they put
like
us in
you
the
said,
categories
I think they categorize the classrooms: prison, smart, prison, smart,
But
and drag this kid.
categorize us instead of trying to get individual. It would take a lot of effort and like consistency, but it's possible. There is a group of
But
people
it's
who
well
can be
worth
lectured,
it.
and there's
It's
teachers
well
who
worth
like
doing
to be
that.
lectured.
How many kids were in your graduating class?
160-ish.
How many kids were in your graduating
Oh, it's
class?
been way too long. I graduated in 99.
Oh. How
doesn't
many
matter.
kids was
Oh, she took my excuse. Well, I graduated COVID year, so honestly, they did push a little more for helping my class graduate. A lot of my
They need to
peers-
do that now.
But see,
Because
you
the
see
amount
when
of
they try to-
people,
you see. Oh no, I'm sorry.
I had to come back. When I came back last year, I was not going to graduate. I wasn't. Because the reason being, because they don't care. They're not going to, online, they weren't going to call you. Wasn't going to chase you. They wasn't going to do anything. And I'm like, okay, nobody's chasing me, so I'm
But
not
they
going to
didn't
run.
prepare you for that structure online. When it went to online, so me personally, I was done with school. I had finished my credit, so I got the good end of the stick. But I have a younger brother who's right under me, and he was a junior at the time. He literally almost gave up. Like he did not want to graduate. He did not care because of how unstructured and unhelpful that
Ain't no almost. I did give up. I didn't do a lick of thing. Like third trimester, 10th grade year, I said, nope, I'm good. I got me a full-time job, and I was working 11 and
That's what a
7
lot of
every
youth-
day.
That's the route a lot of
They
us
were
took.
like, why aren't you in school? I was like, I don't even go to school. What is school? Because literally, I was literally like, I'm a sociable person, if you guys can't tell. Putting me on the computer and forcing me to learn, ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. They're like, why are you always in my office hours? Because you don't teach. That's why. What do you mean why I'm always in your office hours?
We went from going bell to bell, being very extremely structured, to getting a packet online. Like that. So y'all telling me y'all don't trust us to be independent? No other time. We can't be independent at no other point in time through school, to the point you can't wear a hood in school. But as soon as it's beneficial and y'all don't know what to do, now we can be independent. Now we can figure it out because it's convenient.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like. If you
And it was a big pandemic, and trust me, I was scared of COVID. I had my mask on, but we could have been hybrid. There's no absolute reason why we weren't in school. There's no reason why they said, oh, you can't. I get it. The last little 12 weeks that we were in school. But they had 12 weeks plus they had from March to August to figure out what we were going to do in September of 2021. They had all that time to figure out what we're going to do. Like, there's, like my friend, he transferred schools. I can't do this. Like, I can't do this. Like, he transferred after the fact of COVID, but he left. He was just like, I can't do it, and it was better for him. He moved, but he's coming back down. Yay. But still, like, the fact that I was getting ready to drop out. Meg stopped me from dropping out because I talked to Meg. That's actually how I got my job. Because I was talking to her after a YLAG meeting. I was like, know what? I don't go to school no more. What can I do with kidnap? Because I was already talking. I was researching on how to just get my GED, how to like just looking for different avenues because school was not the way to go. Like Mr. Cup says, high school can definitely be ran like college. Can most definitely be ran like college. Night classes, early morning classes, definitely be ran like college. Have ninth grade still in middle school, but 10, 11, 12 ran like college. Like there's no reason why we should be in the building 7 hours a day. Ran by bells. We're literally ran by bells. Not to the bell. Get away from my door to the bell. Excuse me, that bell don't run me. I run me. So if I want to run out, and did y'all know one more thing? Y'all gonna love to hear this. My second hour teacher told me it is a privilege to use the bathroom.
It'll be a privilege for you to clean it up.
Yeah, I know that.
I have always told my kids, because they'll be like, well, Mom, I raised my hand. And I was like, if you raise your hand and it's raised for like a minute or two and they don't call in, you better take your happy tail to the bathroom. And I don't care what they say. And they're like, but I don't want to get in trouble. I was like, don't you worry about that. I'll deal with them. I was like, because if you have to use the bathroom, you have every right to use the bathroom.
And then she says, give me your phone to use the bathroom. Excuse me.
They think you won't return. That's because you know the content of this class so boring. You know if I'm leaving, I'm not coming back.
And if I don't return, and what? You still gonna get paid. So what about it?
But she gonna chase you
You
down.
still gonna get paid.
Control.
And then you not gonna help me in the end. So it's a lose-lose.
It's about
what are you gonna, what? That's like insanity, bro. That's insane to me. Give me your phone to use the bathroom.
The definition of insanity is Luke's definition, doing the same thing, expecting a different outcome. And if the school system ain't figured that out yet, then I don't know what to tell them.
And they always tell, they literally tell us the bathroom is a privilege. And not only that, it's times where you can't use the bathroom.
Yeah, they're locked. They're locked.
Locked bathrooms.
Because locked. Youth want to get in the bathroom so bad to escape me being one of them.
And they'll lock them during the time of going from one class to another.
I used to get frisky. Like, I used to say, oh, I left something here, there, this, there, and the third. And I just, because you need that time to walk. I'm sitting in a hard wooden chair for 8 hours with bells and nachos at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Chairs. Like, this is what we need in school. Like,
I ain't ate in 4 hours. We can't eat the snacks we want at the school.
Oh, yeah. No eating, no drinking, no nothing in my classroom. Excuse me, but you eating in my face.
It's about power and control. If you want to do that,
you're not going to sit here and eat in my face and tell me I'm going to eat. One day, I swear to it, I called Meg. I said, Meg, because my mom wasn't answering. Meg is like my second mom. I was like, Meg, I have to use the bathroom. This teacher is telling me now. So this is what I'm going to do. It was like the last 30 minutes of school. And Meg was picking me up. I said, instead of 2:20, how about 2 o'clock? She said, okay. So I said, I'm going to walk out at 1:58, use the bathroom, and go home. I can't do it here. I can't, like, you're not going to tell me I can't use the bathroom. You're not. And the principal said, he was right there. He said, where are you going? I said, to the bathroom. He said, did you ask? I said, no, but my bladder did, so I'm going. So what? I said, and then I said, like you said, it's going to be, and then you expect me to clean this up? Because if I pee on myself, I'm going home and I'm not thinking twice about it. So you can clean it up. You can do whatever. You can write me up. This teacher wrote somebody up for telling them they can't use the bathroom, and then they use the bathroom in class, and he got a level 5 write-up for using the bathroom. You are insane. You really just wrote this kid up for using the bathroom after you told him no. And this kid, you could tell, like
they won't be happy till somebody get it.
Like a kid do this. Like if a kid do this,
jumping around.
I'm not doing this for no reason. I'm not doing this for no reason. I have to use the bathroom. And sometimes, yes, I do be lying. Because you're not.
Get a break.
Because in a quiet room, dead silent, do your study guide. I'm not going to do that. I'm not. And then the classrooms at Norwich don't have no windows, no service,
I just
hot,
told you prison.
hot as hell. Like hot. Like the classroom, like I literally one day, remember it was a snow blizzard? I literally wore shorts to school because I would be so hot. But I really love this conversation. We got to have a part 2 to this if you guys are down because school to prison pipelines, I think we could do something. I think we could push the schools to the edge.
And you're definitely gonna have to meet the other interns. I want to bring them in here to see you one time.
Yes.
But I'm sure they got something to add as well.
Yes, and so also in person with Percy, I kind of want to do a different one. We're gonna do another one. Why I'm picking that? I'm gonna do one boy, one girl. How's that? We have YLAC coming up also.
Yep, that'll be February 27th at the Douglas Community Center
Oh, I will be there this time. Hey Siri.
from 4:30 to 6:30, or excuse me, from 4:30 to 6 p.m. We'll be stipending youth ages 14 to 21. $25 for attending, and then you can get more information at my email. It's genesis@kidnet.org, genesis@kidnet.org.
And then also, if you guys want to be in their spots, you most definitely can. Like you said, youth ages 14 to 21, they can also get a $25 stipend for participating in our podcast. So $25 an hour sounds great to me. Yep. Shoot, I wish I made that. But this is Dr. Romeo Phillip. He was a professor of music and education at Kalamazoo College. He was the first African American to turn professor at the K College. He was the past president of chapter NAACP, past member of the Portage City Council, awarded Kalamazoo County Medal of Arts in 1993. Thank you to all these African Americans who made Kalamazoo who we are today. And thank you guys for tuning in to In Person in Percy. And we'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
All right.
Peace. That was